Good morning, Collective and Soul Tribe. Happy Wednesday. Today is January 7th. Just an FYI, guys, I have been compromised. I actually have a sinus infection right now, so I do apologize if I do sound a little bit stuffy or congested more than usual. I think I sound pretty congested normally, but this time it's crazy. So if you see me pausing the video, I do apologize. It's because I'm trying to either get a sip of water or, just gather my my body fluids when it comes to my nose running and, things like that. So let's jump right into it, guys. I hope you guys are having a really good Wednesday so far. We are halfway through the week already, and today is the 7th, okay? So I'm just going to pull some random messages just to see what you guys might need to know for today. So please take what resonates with you. And if the message doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. It can resonate with someone else, someone in your, circle, or it could just, resonate another time whenever you see the message again or when something comes up. Okay, so Spirit, what messages for the collective do you have for January 7th? What can you give the collective at this time for January 7th, please? What messages can you give the collective at this time for January 7th? What clarity and understanding can you give the collective at this time for January 7th, please? What do they need to know at this time, please? Thank you. So, Five of Swords wanted to show up in this energy, okay? So, for some of you guys, when it comes to Five of Swords, this is about, creativity, hobbies, romance, dating, joy, things like that, right? Self-expression. So, for some of you guys, how you express yourself, it could be very significant. Maybe you guys are, starting to express yourself a lot more than before. Now, when it comes to conflict, stress, maybe you guys have been going through certain things that might have been stressful, facing certain challenges that may unfortunately cause certain obstacles, stopping you from moving forward, right? Even though it may feel like that in the moment, it doesn't mean that it's going to last forever, Everything is temporary, right? So with angel number 555, this talks about freedom and change, okay, adventure. Some of you guys are embracing something new. Now, when it comes to adaptability, maybe you guys are also leaving something behind. So if there is something about conflict and feeling maybe defeated, again, like I said, you guys could have been dealing with something that, felt like a setback or felt like a loss, okay? Like you may have felt like, there could have been some type of financial loss, or there could have been some, conflict, or maybe there's competition, whatever it is, right? But for some of you guys, when it comes to choosing your battles wisely, that is also significant as well. So you know when to walk away, you know when to speak up, you know when to not speak up. There's just a time and a place for everything, okay? So again, for some of you guys, Five of Swords, this could be about career. Some of you guys could have dealt with people in career fields where, they maybe have tried to manipulate the situation, or they used their power for, the wrong things. So people who are in authority or have the authority, maybe they were using or abusing their power, in the wrong ways, okay? So that could be confirmation for some of you guys that resonate with that message specifically. Venus energy talks about also what we love, what we attract, charm, basically things that we, when it comes to matters of the heart, right? So with Aquarius showing up in this energy as well, Aquarius talks about, astrology, social activities, things like that, traditions, okay? So even when it comes to dealing with Aquarius energy, for some of you guys could be dealing with, situations where you are doing certain things that are unorthodox, okay? Meaning you could be a humanitarian, but how you show up as a humanitarian might be different for other people. You may be someone who does things that are unconventional, okay? So Maybe you do things that are futuristic, okay? Maybe there's something about being future oriented when it comes to technology and even when it comes to social media, okay? Social media could be very significant as well when it comes to maybe what's going on, okay? Maybe there are a lot of issues right now that are happening on social media, and we could be seeing this as well. But social media could be very significant. Let me see what else. So being detached could also be significant. Maybe you feel like people may feel like you're detached, okay? Or you may feel detached with other people. Yeah, so we have the Hangman. Okay, this is about sacrifice and waiting. So some of you guys could have sacrificed yourself for other people, or you guys could be waiting, for results for a situation, okay? But whatever it is that you guys are waiting for, it's because you surrendered. With the number 12, this is talking about you releasing control, okay? Some of you may have water placements. Now, 12 talks about grief, okay? Sometimes hidden enemies, fear, secrets, okay, subconscious thoughts, things of that matter, right? So when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to dreams, when it comes to institutions like hospitals or clinics or things of that matter, for some of you guys, when it comes to third eye energy, you guys could have went through certain things that changed your perspective, okay, about situations, allowing you to surrender and release that control, okay? Now, some of you guys could be working with people who are, older, or working with people when it comes to dreams or hospitals, working with people who either have addictions. Maybe you guys are people who are supposed to help people in those type of fields, right? So for some of you guys, when it comes to, walking away, leaving something behind so that you can start something that resonates with you or you connect with, could be very significant for some of you, okay? Now, this is harmony through growth and learning through duality. For some of you, this could be about compassion through growth. This could be, masculine and feminine harmony, integrating awareness, things of that matter. Now, for angel number 3, this is about creativity. So for some of you guys, when it comes to starting new, you guys are in this playful energy when it comes to being able to self-express. Okay, for some of you guys that are in this energy, maybe in the past you were not able to self-express, right? So because of this energy, now you're able to self-express. You're moving on, you're moving forward, towards calmer waters. 6 of Swords talks about, transitions, moving forward. So even when it comes to traveling, even if you're not traveling physically, like say, you're moving abroad or going to another country, traveling means that you guys could be spiritually traveling, meaning that you are spiritually changing your perspective and moving to a higher frequency or level. Or this has something to do with you leaving something behind that no longer serves you, meaning that if you are at a higher vibration, or if you are vibing higher than, more than you normally do because your vibrations has been changing, then there is something about you moving forward and transitioning. For some of you guys, like I said, if this is a career, you guys are moving towards things that actually benefit you. So if you look in your chart and you learn more about your chart, you learn things that you like, you don't like, you learn more about why things worked out for you, why it didn't. Okay, for some of you guys, when you look at your chart, you'll see that some of you guys are entrepreneurs, some of you guys are teachers, some of you guys are, doctors, some of you guys have certain skills and traits that are actually meant for you based on your blueprint, based on your chart. Okay, so for example, for me, even if I worked in like customer service, for example, okay, guys, sorry, I'm just gonna drink some orange juice. Sorry about that, guys, but even if, for example, like I've worked in customer service, right? Say, for example, and I like to use myself as an example, even if it's real or not, because it gets you to understand the situation a little bit better, and then you can put yourself in that situation to understand it better too. So for some of you guys, when it comes to customer service, right, there are different levels of customer service. There's different, archetypes, right? You have retail, you have corporate, face-to-face, you have, telephone, over the internet, chat, things like that. Okay, times have changed where back in the day, if you had a rude customer, the saying is the customer's always right. Okay, even if the customer's not right, deep down inside that you want to stand up for something. Okay, so say you work at this job, it's not for you. You enjoy helping people, but not at this capacity. It's because you guys have a different purpose than where you are right now. So if you do enjoy helping people, that's okay, but maybe it's not supposed to be in customer service field that are like in retail. Maybe you're supposed to help people in a nursing home, or as a person that works at a funeral home, or whatever the case may be. Okay, some of you guys are connected to the underworld and also the spirit world. So, meaning you can connect with angels in death, right? Not a lot of people like to talk about those kind of things because it's scary or it's evil or, whatever the case may be, right? But being able to showcase this energy and show people, hey, even though you think this way, this is actually what this is. So you being able to teach people and show people this is what this is, and people learning from you, that's a gift, that's a skill. Okay, so some of you guys may not notice this about yourself, but it's showing up in the energy that you guys are leaving something behind to start something new. So even if it is a job, even if it's a home situation, whatever it is, you guys are starting fresh. Okay, now we have here 3 of Pentacles. This talks about collaborations. Maybe you guys are moving towards harmonious, collaborations with people, working with people, pulling energy with other people. This is talking about teamwork. Some of you guys have Mars in Capricorn. Okay, Mercury in Aquarius could be very significant as well. So again, when it comes to, like I said, communication, maybe you guys are leaving, old styles or old past ways of communicating. Maybe you guys are starting to learn to communicate a little more differently, when it comes to Aquarius energy. Now, this could be, again, like I said, social media, or this could be technology. Computers could be very significant. Some of you guys could be into IT tech or anything like that. But when it comes to electronics and gadgets, that could also be confirmation for some of you as well when it comes to working with other people and, finding out what works best for you as a skill, okay, and a talent, okay? So even 6 of Pentacles, for some of you guys, this is about promotion. So some of you guys could be promoted when it comes to like what you're doing right now. This doesn't even have to be about a job. This could be about spirituality, being promoted spiritually. So just like how, people do divination, or they have that gift where they can do certain things that normal people maybe cannot do because they don't have that gift, or they haven't tapped into that gift, right? There is something about you where you are giving and receiving, showing gratitude, okay? This is about support. So you could be supporting other people, and that's coming back to you about you being supported by those same people. Some of you guys may have Moon in Taurus, okay? So some of you guys could be grounding yourself when it comes to your stability and how you express yourself and your creativity as well. Okay, for some of you guys, this is talking about, with the number 6, right? Because again, we're talking about 6th house. So this is about health and wellness. Some of you guys are into health and wellness, or there's something about some of you guys being into, the mind, the body, and taking care of your body, eating clean, working out, that kind of stuff, right? So for some of you guys that are into that, that could be something that you are teaching other people as well while you're learning at the same time, okay? So there is something about, with the 6th house, this talks about health and wellness. Now, some of you guys may be into fitness. Some of you guys could be changing your daily routines. For some of you guys, you may work with animals, or working with animals could be significant. But the way that you're showing up in this energy right now is that you're very organized, okay? You're very organized. With the Lovers here, communication and adaptability could be very significant again. Like I had said, when it comes to choices, relationships, and balance, you guys are seeking unity and harmony, okay? Now, Queen of Cups energy talks about, your emotions. Some of you guys could be seeking counsel, or some of you guys are counselors, but even when it comes to healing and receiving support, or your intuition being heightened at this time, that is very significant as well, okay? So some of you guys are moving forward in this energy, when it comes to growth, right? I mean, even if you just realize that, hey, I'm working somewhere that I don't feel is right for me, it doesn't mean that it's too late to change, right? You can still change. You have that freedom to change, but obviously you want to make sure that, you do the necessary inner work to make sure that whatever changes that you guys are making, it makes sense for you, okay? So yeah, curiosity wanted to show up. So again, with your curiosity, especially when it comes to learning new things, doing something new, that's the energy that's showing up. Some of you guys may have a love for learning. Maybe you guys enjoy learning new things. Like I said, with when it comes to like communication and education, right? Some of you guys are very good at explaining certain things or picking things apart and simplifying it, okay? So everybody can be smart, everybody can use really big words, but it does take a smart person to be able to take a situation and explain it to someone else and simplify it into simpler terms so that they can also understand as well, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that you have a PhD and, a bachelor's. Yeah, those are great and all, right? I always say this all the time. Having an education is a great thing, but that doesn't mean that you're superior than someone else. Someone else may not have went to college or university, or they never went to school at all, but being able to be around other people, experience, growth, books, things like that, that person could still learn just as much as someone who's gone to school, okay? Now, curiosity could be anything. You guys could be curious about your future. Some of you guys are helping your future self as well when it comes to what it is that you're doing. So even when it comes to like work, right? Say you guys are starting your own career or starting something new. You guys are helping your future self. Okay, you guys are helping yourself without realizing. In the end, say that right now it doesn't look like it, but then say we fast forward, to the next year or two, you may not realize how far you've come within that year or two, but then you look back and then you realize, oh shoot, I've come really far. I've done a lot of inner work. I've done a lot, right? And that's because you decided to choose yourself. Okay, so yeah, you guys are following your own bliss. You guys are following your own bliss during this journey at this time. We have intuition at the bottom of the deck. So some of you guys are following your intuition, for the most part when it comes to this energy. Okay, opening up the doors to success, opening up the doors to new opportunities, could resonate or could be significant for some of you guys at this time. So we have here pain. Okay, so again, some of you guys on your journey, you guys could have went through a lot of painful situations. Maybe there is something that's very painful that maybe you guys have dealt with as of recently, or you guys could be dealing with at this time. But Spirit is saying that, the lessons that you learn, it's helping your future self to help you follow your heart, follow what you desire, follow what what you want to do, and not what other people are telling you to do. And that could be confirmation for some of you guys where, you may have put yourself out there where you've helped other people, and that pain could be that, right? The pain could be you helping other people but not feeling appreciated, for what it is that you do. And some of you guys, when it comes to your perspective, you've changed that. Okay, so some of you guys could be needing a lot of space at this time. Okay, space meaning you guys have gone into hermit mode. Okay, sorry about that, guys, but yeah, you guys have gone into hermit mode, going within, right? Looking at the situation from a bird's eye view could be very significant as well. And also intuition. Okay, so intuition is showing up again in the energy. So you need to follow your intuition when it comes to following your bliss and doing what makes you happy for those who resonate with that message. Again, like I said, if this is about you working at a hospital or working at a clinic, or helping people when it comes to their emotions, helping them navigate their emotions, or being able to control the balance of their emotions, that could be confirmation. Some of you guys are very good with your words. Maybe you guys are very good at how you speak with people, okay? It's people who are a little more different than you or come from different backgrounds from you, and that is a gift. Not everybody has that gift. Not everybody can meet a random person and just talk to them and make them feel comfortable, okay? So For some of you guys are getting your power back, okay? So Spirit is saying you have forgotten who you are. You are the child of the divine, so take your power back, okay? The number 13 talks about, like I said, transformations. You guys are probably going through a rebirth at this time. Some of you guys are alchemists as well when it comes to rebuilding, sacred structures, okay? This could be done in a sacred space as well for some of you, but the number 4 is significant when it comes to your stability. So again, some of you guys could be grounding yourself, protecting your stability, and building something long-term for the future. That is why I said you guys could be helping your future self without realizing it. Okay, I'm going to get another card and see. So Spirit, what other messages do you have for January 7th for the collective, please? What else do they need to know for January 7th, please? What else does the collective need to know for January 7th, Spirit? What else do they need to know, please? Thank you. Okay, so yeah, it says make a decision. Okay, so for some of you guys, it says, are you choosing to prioritize yourself or another in this situation? Accept divine guidance pointing you towards your own joy. You deserve it. Okay, so for some of you guys could be seeing a lot of feathers as confirmations. Okay, heart energy, heart chakra energy could resonate for some of you when it comes to your heart and mind. Okay, so balancing the two could be very significant. But for some of you guys, when it comes to prioritizing yourself, Spirit is asking you if you are prioritizing yourself or are you prioritizing other people. And at the bottom of the deck, it says, trust the guidance you're receiving. So for some of you guys, when it comes to people in your energy, you may feel like you put a lot of energy into other people, but you may not receive the same thing back, right? And that is why Spirit is saying that it's okay if you focus on yourself, okay? Like, I get it. Life can be very difficult. Everybody has their own, issues or their own things going on, right? But at the same time, we also have to remember that it takes a village, okay? Some people may not agree with that. Some people may not understand that, then that's okay. Okay, it does take a village. Yes, we all have our own issues. We all have things that we're going through. And, it makes a lot of sense to just mind our business and worry about ourselves, right? No problem. Okay, but the only time I feel like that energy is warranted is when you give a lot out, but you don't receive it back. And you know that you're being used. That's different. It's one thing if you give back and you don't care to get it back because you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart, not because you're expecting something back. But when you're giving a lot of your energy out and people are using it and they're not appreciating it, then that's when you start to say to yourself, let me protect myself, okay? Because again, you could be prioritizing other people more than yourself. So taking a weekend for yourself, going to the spa, getting your nails done, getting your hair done, doing things for yourself that, if the shoe was on the other foot, that other person who might be a lot selfish, they may go out their way and do things for themselves. Okay, but what about you? You know what I mean? So don't forget about yourself, especially parents or guardians, people who have to take care of someone with a disability or someone with kids, okay? I don't have kids. I would assume that having kids is not easy. Yes, you have your good days, you have your bad days. But when you're dealing with, a lot, meaning say, you work as 2 jobs or 3 jobs and then you come home, you have to deal with the kids. And then, say your spouse, they don't do anything. It's like there's a lot of buildup that can stress someone out. And that is why Spirit is saying that you need to prioritize yourself. If someone else in your energy can put themselves first, why can't you put yourself first? And if that person feels some type of way that you put yourself first, too bad. Okay, too bad. And the reason why I'm saying too bad is because you always give your energy out without questions asked. Okay, and obviously having discernment and being very particular of who you give your energy to could be very significant as well. But take what resonates with that. But that could be confirmation too. Yeah, Spirit is saying it's up to you. Okay, it's up to you. The situation will improve at the bottom of the deck as well. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to leave it here, guys. Please take what resonates with you whenever you see this video. But again, when it comes to your journey and you making decisions, taking that leap of faith and prioritizing yourself could be very significant. Even getting your power back could be very significant. And that doesn't even have to be a romantic situation. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be anything. Okay, it could be from another place that you used to be or where you used to live. But you getting your power back or taking your power back could be very significant at this time. All right, guys. So I'm going to leave it here. Like I said, please take what resonates. And again, thank you for the love and the support. And I'll see you next time. All right, guys. Love you so much. Have a good one.